Master Bo Young was credited with saying the the most powerful miracle is a change in consciousness, change in awareness. So as the veil of unconsciousness is pulled back and people look in the mirror and see who they really are, and they get their walking papers from Abba, and they begin to do everything consciously now, and they know what where memory was before they got here, who they were before. If you know who you are before, how powerful are you going to be on your mission in this life? If you realize that you spent 5 or 6 existences, whatever you call them, doing something very similar that you're doing now, and now you came to master it, now you came to put it all together, how powerful of a force are you going to be with Abba blessing that? And that being said, let me give you a good idea right in our back door what some conscious being did recently to make a difference, really make a difference in people's life. And quite a few of them are in our audience today, and I wanted to thank them. And that is, if you remember when the storm came and hit the Philippines about a month ago, for a couple of days, nothing happened. People's houses were devastated. Nobody that had a second floor in a building survived the pathway of a storm that was gusting to 160 miles an hour. But a lot of you saw a fundraiser being organized and you contributed it. And during the next couple of days, I commented on this in the Daily Lama. And watch what I said. I said, unfortunately, that most politicians, most governments, most CEOs, and even most clergy lead from behind. See, true leaders lead from the front. They don't lead from behind, they lead from the front. And I told you that the government of the Philippines should have been helping their people. I even went so far to say, people asked me, what are you doing? I said, we're going to feed enough people and clothe enough people, make people, we're going to shame the government into taking the right action. Guess what happened? Yesterday, military in the Philippines showed up from the main island of Manila to Cebu and some of the islands that were devastated. And yes, they should have been there 3 or 4 weeks ago, but they showed up and they had bottles of water, they had canned goods, they had rice, and they were everywhere all over. And it's because of you and because of what we did together is an aware group of people. And we're still doing it because people are repairing homes, because we're going to continue to shame them until they show up with lumber, with hammer, with tools. Do you understand the power of what you can do when your consciousness wakes up and do good for Abba? Because we did good for Abba, now, for whatever the reason, the government shows up and takes from the hundreds and now thousands of people in the Philippines are benefiting from. They still don't have electricity in most places. They still don't have Wi-Fi in most places. So this is a huge thing. This is what is an example of what will happen as more of us wake up and the veil of unconsciousness goes back and goes, oh my God, I look in the mirror and I see who I am. And I see you, Father, looking back at me in the mirror. And I know I came here to glorify you. And I'm willing to sign up and be the spiritual patriot that I'm going to be. I'm here to glorify you, Abba.